Oh man, remote seasonal fishing lodges. 3-4 months. If you know, you know.
Pack what you figure you need into a few totes and bags, whatever we can squeeze into that plane. Give up your apartment. Say goodbye to your friends and your loved ones and some of your pets. Get ready. You're moving into a location in the middle of nowhere, in some wild remote wilderness, and you'll be working pretty much every day until the end of the fall. My name is Brent Gill, and this marks my 30th year in the sport fishing lodge and resort industry. Suskeena Lodge is a small, intimate steelhead fly fishing lodge located on the Sustut River, which is a very remote, small tributary of the Skeena River in northern British Columbia. We host between 6 and 9 guests. Depending on the season and openings, we fished from the end of August to the end of October. Spey fishing and single-hand fly fishing only for large, insanely cool, wild British Columbia steelhead.
On this trip up, I was departing from Quilchena, where my RV is sat now, and I had to winterize it. And I decided to go past Smithers into Terrace at Lake Elson, visit my sister Vanessa for a few days.
There's a big bumblebee in there.
Hi, sis.
See, look. There's a bumblebee. Oh! Hilarious.
Get acclimatized and assimilated back into the area. We went and saw some cool things. Head back into Smithers where meet Mark and Wes. We do some crazy quick grab shopping, preparing ourselves for a few weeks out in the wilderness, grabbing, fruits and vegetables and meats and all the things that you need.
Yeah, so we got a chance to get some of our cargo in here the day before at the hangar. So Wes and I are just gonna unload the truck on this round and then come back tomorrow with the perishables and stuff like that. Not for the city stuff, eh?
Got it. Senior packing.
The golden era.
First aid kit survival gear is underneath the co-pilot seat. The emergency locator transmitter is a red switch to operate the instrument panel. Calls for search and rescue in case of an emergency. Sick bag, safety cards are in the seat backs. It should be about a 45-minute flight.
Sweet.
Thanks, Tommy.
Then we fly up north here, departing from Smithers, across some of the most incredible landscape.
got these old relic vehicles that have been up here for a long time, but this is our initial transport with all of our product and gear, groceries, food, from airstrip to lodge. They sit here for 7 months plus, so we gotta put air in the tires and jump them, and hopefully things work out here.
Make our way down, and we're the first people down through the roadways into the lodge.
Well, tree number one in our way, always expected. We didn't put the chainsaw in the vehicles last fall coming out, which is a error on my side, but Wes has gone back to hike into the lodge. It's about 2K from here, so it's not so bad, but we got this little stunner of a beauty in the way, so that's gonna hold us back for a little bit here. Mosquitoes are ferocious.
Get back into the property. Hopefully there's no, animal damage. That's usually the biggest setback in these places, is either a tree's fallen down, got some water breaks, or some animal damage.
Well, we've officially made it into camp, and from first look, no severe structural damage. The concern always is trees dropping on buildings, bears tearing their way in, but so far so good. I mean, the property is totally overgrown, which is normal. Takes us about a week to get a lot of this cut down, but it looks like we got some sort of animal was in that one shop there, but so far so good. Now we just start cracking things open and seeing what we can get firing up, and try and fire up the generator now and see if we can get some power flowing through the property. Generator's running good. Thankfully, fired up the first bolt. That's good news. Power's good. Power's good. Well, we did get invaded by pack rats big time. Just got into the pantry and did a number. Just invaded. Yeah, these guys can get in through a little hole. Yeah. And invite their buddies and wreak havoc. So that building, yeah, wash house, kind of got invaded a bit. But the staff cabins, the main lodge, aren't too bad. And we haven't pried open the guest cabins. But without food, there's no real draw. But, yep, they come in and they do their thing.
Oh man, I'm hungry. They think they've won the lottery, don't they?
Well, it's not a bad place to be in the middle of nowhere, is it? So, you know, they just like to go through shelves and knock things off, and
Search for everything.
you know, so they just are on the search all winter for food. Here's their absorbing some tea bags. They chewed up a bunch of these cork placements and corked it out there. They didn't wreak havoc on the couches, which was very good.
Not too bad, yeah.
But you know, wherever the food is, even if it's heavily toted, you know, those guys can smell stuff. They're coming in here to, you know, hunker down for the winter, and sure enough, they stumble across something that smells like food or residue, and they're in. So it's about a day and a half, 2-day cleanup and disinfection for us. But the good news is we don't have any severe structural damage or bear tearing in. So this is pretty much situation normal for us. There we go. Yeah. Good.
Always the tricky part about these places is, you know, tracing water lines and making sure, you know, this area here probably sits at around like -40 in the winters at times, you know, can get that cold. So we traditionally have some water issues with breaks where low-lying spots water had run down to after we winterized it.
So we pull water from the river daily, and then we filtrate it here inline the property's edge. And it gets pushed up into a tank, and then gravity fed down into a pump, and the pump pushes it out into the whole facility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Over 10 water sources off of one tank. So it's a daily routine to get water into the camp.
Big part of this is mowing down the yards and the lawn. This is a big overgrown property when we come in, and it's days and days of manual labor to cut back branches and brush cut back the weeds and mow the property down here and get everything, you know, looking nice.
Well, we do have a Cessna Caravan coming in today with a bunch of building materials, plywood, 2x4s, pre-built doors, nails, a bunch of stuff. So with an inbound plane like that, we need to utilize every inch of its cargo capacity and weight limits to get things out. So we're going to be shipping out empty fuel barrels, empty propane tanks, and as much garbage and recycling as we can to get back down. The challenge here is getting anything out of these remote camps because it's only aircraft in and out. So. Pre-season, we do a lot of planning and make sure that some of the crucial elements of running the lodge smoothly are taken care of in advance. So I had booked an individual named Rick Collum locally that flew up and was able to do the servicing on our jet boats and engines. 3 sport jets are in the 4 of the jet boats, and they can be pretty tricky machines to keep up on. So Rick flew into the camp with a bunch of extra parts and fluids and got our boats up and running to spec, which is great going into the season, knowing that your boats are ahead of the game and operating correctly. We also brought up from the nation Doug, and Doug had performed some carpentry work on much needed improvements to a few of our staff lodging. We added a couple extra rooms. We added a room in the old guide shack and a room in what's called the old owner's cabin. Wes was busy the whole time constructing certain things. You know, we had built some new garbage and recycling boxes that we needed, and we performed a ton of paint work. all the decks. We rebuilt some of the boards that needed to be pulled. We are painting the kitchen. Painting in this game is a non-stop business annually. You got to come in and get your paint down quick. Oh man, this is the hard one. I knew Minnie's condition was getting worse by the day. She was losing all of her strength and dexterity in her back, hips, knees, legs. She was getting attacked by a severe case of arthritis. She was on the injections, painkillers, but literally by about the second or third day in camp, she was just becoming immobile. She was no longer able to go to the washroom because she couldn't keep her butt off the ground, and she was becoming frustrated, and I could see it in her face. So I had to make a terrible decision that no one ever wants to have to make. She was still a puppy, you know, from the chest up, but she had, by about the 5th day up here, completely lost all power and control of her back end, and I had to fly her to Smithers. The help of Kara and the wonderful people at Babine Animal Clinic and my sister, were able to get Minnie comfortably down to Smithers and put her at rest. It's just something you never plan for, especially up here at camp.